Hi guys, this is a little tutorial on how to use inspection items on visits and what to do if perhaps some of the visits don't have inspection items. Is some of the areas we get asked on quite a bit, so I'm just going to give you a kind of little brief introduction on how it all works. So first thing is, when you're on a client screen, you just got to make sure that you have inspections in the first place. So you would click into a client. You would then scroll down to your inspection items, and inspection items can be things like EFKs, control points, moth pots, whatever would go in there to inspect. So just look down under the active inspection items, or if it's just called inspection items on your screen, that's fine, and just check you've got some active inspections. You can always add more, so you can click on add multiple, add one at a time, or add a range of them, so 1 to 10 for example, EFKs. But it's important you've got inspection items to start with. Second thing you want to do is you want to go into a schedule. So I'm going to use this rats, mice and cockroaches schedule. Click on that. And you want to make sure that under schedule items there's stuff in there. If there's not, then the items are not going to automatically go on to your visits. So this is all part of the setup. So I go to my item list. This then looks up all of the items on the site, the ones that we saw earlier, and you can see I've got quite a lot. And I'm just going to add a couple of external bait boxes and some internals, and maybe I'll do an EFK as well. And I'm just going to save that. So once you've got the items against your schedule, then you know that every night it's going to pick these things up and it's going to add it to the visits if they're due. So you can see from here there's inspection dates when they're due to be inspected next as well. But if you wanted to, you could just go into your schedule items and you could say add inspections to visits now. And then that will basically just add all of those inspections from your schedule into the visits. Again, it works off if they're due or not. So if you've got quarterly inspections and monthly inspections, then they'll slot in as and when they're needed. So if I just click on my next visits tab now, you'll see I've got some items to inspect. The other way to do this is to just go into the visit, and you can access it from the calendar or the console or just search it, and then straight in inspections, item list, and then you can just literally tick the boxes then from this list to add them in. Bear in mind, if you're going to do it this way, perhaps they're not in that schedule items tab, so they won't be on the next visit. So just keep an eye out on that, because you want to make sure that you know, these things are recurring if you wanted them to. Another place to think about as well is, do they belong on any other schedules? So if you go up to the inspection item itself and you click on the visits tab, you can see here I've got two very different visits here where they're pending. So you only really want one. So you have a contract and you're servicing particular items, and they should only ever be on one schedule ideally, not, you know, so that they don't go out of sync and you're not completing one visit and then you're completing another, and then all these items are kind of being transferred across. So just keep them on one schedule, and then that's over to your technicians then to complete the visits and inspect the items. Any questions, please let us know.